Hello, and welcome to another episode of Lunchin with Lisa. I wanted to first thank everyone who continues to tune in every Thursday. As you all know, April was a busy month. We did a whole lot of having some fun. We have fun anyway, but April is extra special because it's my birthday month. So, to everyone who had an opportunity to come out to the Power Shut Up Symposium, I want to not personally, virtually personally, thank you for coming. We had a wonderful time. I think I walked away with quite a few bullets on my homework sheet. But I'm excited to get things started on where the Power Shut Up is going. And I really do appreciate everyone who came and really gets what the Power Shut Up is all about. And it's more than just a book. It's more than just a saying. It really is a movement. And I will say that God was in the house on Saturday. I'm telling you, I was so moved, and I had got so much feedback from people who were really inspired by the conversation and the nuggets that were dropped. So I appreciate you all. I can't say it enough. Um, we're into May though, and for May, we actually love to celebrate moms. So I have a few things that I want to kind of shout out that are going on in the month of May. I want to welcome everybody. We got Charlotte, North Carolina in the house. Thank you so much, sis, for joining us. We appreciate you. So I wanted to run down a few things that are going on in May because just like April was busy, May is turning out to be a little busy too. I wasn't paying attention, I think. So my calendar kind of got busy, but it's some wonderful things going on. So I wanted to remind you all that Shariva Smith, who actually does the background for us, she's on PTA duty with her daughter, and Moms Matter. Okay, so she's on mom duty, but I wanted to actually shout her out. If you all haven't checked her out, she has a business called Saving My Pockets. She has a Facebook page, and she's a wonderful couponer. She does master classes, so please look her up. Go check her out so you can keep your money in your pocket. I know that's what we all want to do. So please. I wanted to also remind you all that I'm celebrating a year since I published my very first children's book. That's the first of my children's book series called Cam Capers. And that's when Gigi meets Cam, the unyielding love of a grandmother. And the whole project is kind of a legacy project to me. It's based around my adventures with my son, my grandson. We are partners in crime. We include mom and dad and uncles and all that stuff too, but it's really about Gigi and Cam. But please, we have a Facebook page called Cam's Corner that you can visit and kind of follow our journey. And there are 3 more books to come. I'm sure there'll be more. There'll be coloring books. There'll be all kinds of things. So please stay tuned and stay connected. So we have Lynette said, please celebrate God Moms. We matter too. Absolutely. Yes. Every kind of mom, step moms, heavenly moms, everybody, anybody who even serves as a mom. You might not even have the name, but you're in that mom capacity. We celebrate you all month long. Yeah. Back. Doreen, thank you for tuning in. She said, congratulations. She needs a copy of that for her grandson. Absolutely. We will definitely take care of that for you. But I want to thank you all for tuning in and welcome Cheryl to the show. Thanks for joining us. But I wanted to actually just remind you all that we're celebrating a year. So keep that in mind when you go out there. I wanted to also remind you that Dove Style Magazine is actually going to be launching our very first Hidden Treasures Award. That's going to be in November and December. So please stay tuned. We're going to be putting out information on how you can either nominate or how it's going to roll out. I'm excited about it. It's the first time we've done it. And in mentioning Dove Style Magazine, we wanted to actually congratulate AMI's 2022 Mother of the Year for Marilyn. So she actually made it to the cover of Dove Style Magazine this month. So she will be on the cover all month. And as a matter of fact, our guests are featured inside the May issue, and we're going to talk more with them. But Step into Leadership Greatness Volume 2 is inside. So please go visit for several reasons. But thank you so much, Dr. Tashika, for joining Dove Style Magazine to be on the cover this month. We're excited to have her. So Before we get started and introduce our guests, I wanted to actually tell you what's happening this Saturday. This Saturday, we are having a Mommy and Me virtual tea, a royal affair, May 7th at 1 p.m. It's absolutely free. You can register at Eventbrite, and we want everybody to bring their fascinators, their tea sets, and we're going to talk about all kinds of mommy daughter things. It's been a long time since mothers have been able to kind of get together and do some things, but we're going to talk about, we have some topics like faith, trust, and pixie dust. We have Listen Linda, and we have building bridges and mirror mirror. Those are some of the topics that we're going to be talking about at this tea. We're going to have a great time. I also want to mention that on May 14th, I'll be part of the Favor is Fair Summit. That's with Victoria M. Holland, and that's going to be fabulous. Dr. Tashika is actually part of that as well. And I want to also mention that on May 21st, I will be emceeing along with another co-host, and Sharon Parker is actually having an event that's called the Leading Within Conference, and this is going to be a mix and mingle. It's going to be amazing. So please register, and we will also share tonight some of the ways you can contact. Again, Power Shut Up, go out and get your copies, or hit me up and I can give you a signed copy. But the Power Shut Up is a whole movement and it's growing. So without further ado, I wanted to kind of introduce our guests, because there's something that they have going on coming up too that we're going to shout them out about. But before we get started, let's say welcome, welcome, welcome to our guests who are forward author and co-author of a new and upcoming release in June of this year of Step into Leadership Greatness. This is Leaders Producing Leaders, Volume 2. So this is not the first time that they've been out here doing their thing, and it's time for them to do it again. So welcome, ladies, to Luncheon with Lisa. I'm glad to have you on.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, Lisa. Glad to be here.
Yes. So we're gonna get right into it. Because this is not the last time that you're gonna see ladies that come from this collaboration. But we wanted to talk to the forward and one of the co-authors tonight and find out what's been going on behind the scenes a little bit. But they're not gonna give you too much, because we definitely want you to go out here and get this book. But I wanted to ask a couple of questions. So these ladies have also been featured in Dust Out Magazine in regards to their connection with this book for visionary Dr. Jennifer Jones Bryant. She has done an amazing job. Leadership,
Yes.
always my
Awesome.
joke with Jennifer is,
Awesome.
if you have it in a dictionary and see leadership, you're going to see Jennifer's face
Yes.
right in there.
Yes.
She is absolutely amazing. So, ladies, please share with me why you said yes to even being a part of this collaboration. What and let's say, Dr. Mary, you can go first, but tell me why the yes.
Well, actually, my yes was one of the easiest answers that I needed to provide. And that is because if I back it up about a year, I had the awesome opportunity and privilege to serve as forward author in volume number 1. And you certainly stated it very appropriately a few seconds ago when you said, if you look up the word leadership, you got to see Dr. Jennifer Jones Bryant there. Just, I mean, just treading the path, trailblazing, just epitomizing the word leadership with excellence. So I was honored to serve last year, and she came and tapped me on the shoulder again. Um, for volume 2, and I'm like, oh my goodness, is this the easiest yes I could ever provide? Because it's just a privilege to serve and to work with and to be a part of anything she does, because number one, she works with excellence, and she's always there as that beacon in the light. She's that lighthouse out there helping the ladies to get through. So that was one of the easiest answers I had to provide. So that's how I became involved, and just honored to serve as the forward author for volume 2, Leaders Producing Leaders.
I love it. So, Maria, in line
Yeah.
with that, why your yes?
Well, for me, it was, as was said earlier, it was an opportunity for me to talk about something that I'm very passionate about. When the
Yes.
first book came out, I totally missed the opportunity. Or should I say, I was a little late to the dance, and that I was not reading my email. And so I didn't see the call for it and I missed it. So I made sure to contact our fearless leader and say, hey, if you're going to do a number two, please, please personally call me because I don't want to miss the opportunity. And she did just that. She let me
Yes.
know when it was coming out. I said right away, absolutely, this is what I've been waiting for. And so it just gave me the opportunity to be associated with a topic that I'm so passionate about and to work with some wonderful, wonderful co authors and a forward author as well. It's just been a terrific experience. So my yes was easy as well.
Yes.
Absolutely. And leadership is so important, not just in this day and age, but always. And what I
Always.
like about what's going on with this book is that it's bringing to light the many ways that you can be a leader.
Yes.
So even through this project, I will mention I'm a co-author in this project, and I've learned so much in going through the process.
Yes. Yes.
And identifying where I fit in that
Hmm.
scheme of what
Yes.
kind of leader are you.
Hmm.
So without giving them too much, I did want to kind of move into an area where we can talk about the title of your chapter. But we don't want to tell them everything that's in the chapter, but give them a little bit of what you hope that they gain after they read your chapter. And what they can do is once they get it, because we know that you all are going to go out there and get it. Once
Yeah.
you get it, then you can
Yeah.
compare what they say
Hmm.
they want you to get out of
Hmm.
it as opposed to what you're going to get out of it. So, Dr.
Hmm.
Berry, can you share with us the name of your title or your chapter?
Well, actually, as the forward author, I had the amazing opportunity of serving, if you will, similar to a maitre d' of a restaurant, because I had the amazing opportunity of kind of, guiding the reader
Mm-hmm.
through a little bit about various chapters to pique their interest and to awaken their palate, if you will, to give them a phenomenal reason why would I want to purchase this book? So, off the top of my head, we have amazing, amazing stories, such as the one that talks about how leaders harvested. How do you go about harvesting a leader? What do
Mm-hmm.
you need to do to ensure that you are producing the appropriate leader, if you will? So, what attributes does a good leader need? An excellent leader. That was one of the things. There's a phenomenal young lady we have, and I shout out to Jayla Bryant, who's the amazing daughter of Dr. Jennifer Jones Bryant. She has an amazing story here that shares. You know what? It's time to raise the bar.
Mm,
Sometimes we just don't put ourselves where we belong. Sometimes the world may have said, you know what, Lisa, they beat you up. Okay, Maria, they didn't realize that you would come out and be one of the best engineers. So
mm,
we have to know where we belong and who we are, and we raise our own bars because sometimes if we wait for the world to do things, it'll never happen. So you have to come along and do your own piece, know who you are. So yeah, that young lady is sharing her story here for, you know, younger ones coming along, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
to let them know it's not too early. This is the ideal place. This is the ideal time for you to start writing and letting the world know I'm an overcomer. I don't have to be what you think I am or who you think I am. And it's those kinds of stories. We have some wonderful stories. Another story that, oh my gosh, and we know this has been the pandemic, and it, but you know what? We've maintained and we have kept going. We have kept going, and you know what? It didn't stop us. So
Mm-hmm.
what happened? We navigated through the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
I may have led from a different position. I may have been behind the unseen leader, if you will. You may not know my name, but guess what? My attributes are out there. My words are out there. my tools out there because I poured them into other industry leaders. So, awesome co-authors like Maria and all of us, we just come together to just, we just want to lift folk, just to let folk know that leadership is something that we can all be a part of, whether it's in the front, middle, or the back. We can all do our parts, stay in our lanes, and navigate where we are called, because each of us are called to various positions. So just to, kind of pique the appetite to say, yeah, your interest, and say, yeah, this is something I need, because I didn't think I was a leader. And we had some people to say that. I didn't think I was a leader. In
Right.
our own rights, we are leaders. Yes, we are.
Absolutely. And
Yes.
it has to be such an honor to be the forward of any book, any
A
publication.
great
It's such an
honor.
honor
Yeah.
because really
Yes.
you are kind of shining the light through the beginning of the book. It's like
Absolutely.
the first pages of the book is the forward, which is going
Yes.
to ignite, as you said,
Hmm.
or whet that palate to let me
Yes.
know, okay, I got to keep reading because this is
Yes.
intriguing. So what an honor to be that. And not only that, times two, because you were in volume one. So
Indeed.
congratulations to you on that.
Thank you
And
very much. Thank
Maria,
you.
share with us your title.
Yes.
Absolutely. Dr. Mary just really did an excellent job of summarizing some of the wonderful, wonderful stories you're going to get in this leadership book.
Hmm.
But it really is going to become a resource. And for me, we have been going through some tough times these last few years,
Yes. We have.
especially because of the pandemic, some of the things
Hmm.
that have happened. And leadership was paramount in this
Yes.
time. So the
Indeed.
title of my chapter is A Leadership Journey,
Hmm.
Leading During Difficult
Difficult
Times.
times. Yes.
And so, as you read through the book, as you read through my chapter, just hoping to be a resource to let people know that life is difficult. Even though these last
Hmm.
few years have been
Mm.
astronomically difficult, life in general can be difficult, and you have to be able to pull yourself up, to put yourself out there, and you have to be able to lead yourself and others. I call it leadership at all levels. And during
Hmm.
this time, you definitely need that type of leadership. You
Hmm.
might not, as Dr. Mary said, you might be leading from behind in one instance, you might be in the front in another, and always you're going to be in the mix. I don't say in the middle, I say in the mix, because you want to be in there
Yes.
sharing your knowledge, helping people be the best that they can be. And I think this book, as a resource, will definitely give individuals a guide to doing several types of leadership throughout their career and at their home and in the community.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And I
Yes.
like the fact, and wanted to mention that the book actually has various co-authors. So you are Dr. Mary mentioned,
Hmm.
we have the youth, we have the millennial, we have,
Hmm.
the mom, we have the all walks of life, whether it's career
Oh,
or if you're a mom or if you're,
mhm.
out there living your best life, empty
Yes.
nester, not so
Mm.
much now, but working towards it again because it's back.
Yes.
But all of those things are a shift in leadership, depending on what your
Hmm.
role is at the moment.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
this
Hmm.
book is going to tap
Yes.
into all of that. And there's so many wonderful things going on. And let me say this about Dr. Jennifer. So y'all,
Hmm.
she does not come to play. Okay.
No.
So if you have not heard about the Steps
Yes.
to Leadership Greatness, Leaders Producing Leaders, Volume 2, I don't know where you've been hiding.
Hmm.
Clearly not on social media because
Clearly not on
I
social
mean,
media.
she has pulled out all the stops and it
Yes.
ain't over. It's really
Mm-mm.
just beginning.
Yeah.
Just beginning.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take a commercial break and we're going to come back and we're going to get more into leadership conversation. And we're not just talking about regular leadership, okay?
That's right.
Not to put that down, but we going into leadership greatness. She ain't start from the bottom. She's just like, oh no, we taking this all the
That's
way to
right.
the top.
So
So we're going to be
that's
right
it.
back and we're going to talk more about this leadership journey we are on. So we will be right back. So make sure you check out DSM Media. We are here for your background production on your shows, graphics, commercials, social media postings. Yeah, we stay busy over here, but we love what we do. And we like to help people to get their message out and do it with a little bells and whistles along. It always helps.
Yes.
So we're back to talk about leadership. And what I want to actually ask you all, what does leadership mean to you? Why is it so important to be a leader? Because there's a lot of people out here that don't connect with leadership. They don't think they're leaders. They don't think they can be a leader. So let's talk to that. Dr. Mary, what do you think about why is leadership so important?
Leadership is very important to me because if we are going to accelerate, if we are going to go to the level that we are called to serve others, if you will, then we certainly need the proper leadership, the best leadership. And when I think about the best leadership, for me, it's a leader that consistently shows up with integrity.
Mm,
That's a very pivotal part of leadership to me because I could come on here and say that I'm a great leader, and I can go outside and off here and then just act as if I have no training or if I'm not a sister keeper and that kind of thing. And regrettably, that is what we see sometimes.
yes,
However, for me, integrity must always be at the top of my agenda. When integrity leaves, then I have to leave as well. So that's a very important piece for me is, authentically showing up with integrity.
absolutely. So Maria, so why is leadership so important to you?
For me, it's just been a guiding light in my life. You know,
Yes.
when you meet someone, we might call them a mentor, someone who's
Hmm.
helped to guide you in the direction that you're going to be. So leaders are definitely some type of mentor in your life, whether it be in your work life or
Yes.
your home life. You know, I believe mentors, you should have as many as you possibly need to do what you are trying to do, to lead authentically, like Dr. Mary said, to
Hmm.
live your best, to share
Yes.
your
Yes.
experience with others, you know, to bring that humility into the spaces that you are. You don't have to be boisterous or loud or
Not at
rambunctious
all.
to be a leader. You can just be, and
Mm-hmm.
it will emanate from your
Yes.
being, from your soul. You know, anybody can be a leader, I believe, because leadership is a learned skill. You know, there are some people that say, oh, you're a born leader. You can learn to be a leader. You just got to want to do something, have a passion for helping one another, and just have a desire to do good for others. And that's just some of the things, you know, being honorable in what you do. Again, having that integrity, being able to listen and communicate
Yes.
when needed, you know, just being involved and helping to grow others. Because this
Absolutely.
country needs a lot of different
Yes.
types of leaders in the different
Hmm.
type of skill sets and the different type of jobs. You know, being an engineer, we need more people in STEM. And STEM spreads the gamut of what we need in this country, whether you start in STEM and go on to be something else. I believe in STEM education from a leadership perspective because it will lay the foundation for anything you might want to do in your life. So leaders help
Absolutely.
mentor.
Absolutely. And so look, because I agree with everything that you all said, and I actually think that a lot of times we don't even know when we're leading. And that goes to what Dr. Jennifer I know says all the time, which you're always interviewing. Um,
Every day.
so, which means that on some level, even when you don't mean to,
Hmm.
you're leading. And if you think about it, even before we put a name to it, back in the day when your mom told you, when you go out the house, you representing the family. That's
That's
because
right.
somebody is
Just
paying attention.
watching you.
So that's
Mm-hmm.
why you can't wear the rag on your head and you got to put some clothes on and you can't put your pajamas
Yeah.
on and go. Yeah, that's why. And so you can sometimes tell, especially when you come old school, when okay,
Mm-hmm.
well maybe there was not a leader around because
Hmm.
we didn't do this if someone was showing you, because anytime you're showing somebody how to do something,
Yes.
or
Mhm.
you're not even telling them, you just, the way you dress will be
Mhm.
leading
Mhm.
someone.
Yeah.
So if you're dressing in a way that's not appropriate for an interview, and some young person sees you doing that, it, without the narrative behind it, they may follow,
Yes.
and do what you, and you actually have led them in a certain direction. And that's why we need to be careful with what we do, because you are always leading someone, and you never know which direction they're going to go in, following your lead on an off day. Let's put it
Mhm.
like that.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
On a day when you ain't
Absolutely.
paying no
True.
attention. So
Mhm.
what I wanted to do is stir this up a little bit and have a little fun. So give me, Dr. Mary Maria, give me an example of who you think serves as a leader the way you feel you serve as a leader. And I want to give y'all a minute to think about it, because what I thought was fun about going through this journey was to think, and what I discovered were people who I felt like led like I do. Because it made me think about how I lead, who I'm identifying with.
Mhm.
Why was it that I didn't think maybe that I was a leader until I paid attention to some people who lead the way I talked about, and then I was like, oh, wait a minute.
Mhm.
And then you started to see, okay, or even name for me someone who you feel is really kind of a leader that you would, kind of glean from.
Wow.
I could take a stab at that, but at least it is not just one person.
Right, absolutely.
My leadership style, I would say, is a combination of people who have, as I mentioned before, displayed to me integrity, honor, all the things that we talked about. And that can be anyone from when I was growing up, like my grandmother. I call them the women of my life. My grandmother, my auntie, my mother.
Yes. Yes.
They were leading, and sometimes, oh, I need a book to tell you about the things they were able to accomplish
Mhm.
because of who they were and what they believed in and how they were reared. In the professional front, I've had some tremendous women who were willing to pull me along with them. And I've also had some wonderful, male leaders who displayed in their leadership the ability to interact with, I call them just the average everyday person.
Hmm.
And even in my role, today in my work environment. That's what I try to display. I try to be someone who is approachable, who
Yes.
is knowledgeable, who can mentor you or point you in the direction where you need to go. I have an open door policy. I try to be a good listener. And these are, like I said, all the qualities I believe. And the thing I try to do, you may not be able to get everything from one body, but get what you can from the individuals who impress you and bring that into what you are trying to build in your leadership style. So that's what I would share with the audience today.
I love it. I love it. Dr.
Awesome.
Mary, did you?
Awesome. Excellent job. If I didn't know any better, I think that I was in your head because Maria, you certainly hit on, and what I wrote about in the book was the fact I went old school, which means I went back, as you said. And there's no way, shape, or form I'd be where I am today if it were not for number one, my grandmother. Of course, God is always first. Let me just put that out there. But then
Mhm.
after that comes my grandmother and my mother. And when I say to you that they sacrificed tremendously, and I mean tremendously, because back during the 60s, during the days of riots and Dr. Martin Luther King days and what have you, there was so much sacrifice for us to get the best education and the best knowledge and to then reach back and get somebody else. Sometimes we totally forget that. But I owe them so much, so much, so much. And that's why every chance I get, I just try to pay on the debt because I'll never pay it all. My grandmother's gone on to be with the Lord, and thank
Yes.
God I was able to be with her up until the last moment. So I
Mhm.
paid all I could as long as I could. But that's
Yes.
so very important
Yeah.
because none of us got where we are. And I know I'm repeating this, but it bears repeating. I do not sit here today because I'm so much. I'm this, I'm that. And talk about Maria, talk about somebody bringing you along. Oh, that Dr. Jennifer Jones Bryan face pops up again. Because I'm telling you, there is no way, shape, form, or fashion. She goes anywhere and just say, wait, I know about this, or we can do this. Come on, you can do this. You got, I mean, she is just authentically, but you can only do that when you know who you are. She's
That's
not
right.
intimidated because she navigates her lane.
That's right.
She stays in her lane,
That's
not
right.
intimidated at all. But when we rise, we need to realize sometimes that we need to take others with us. So you might as well grab a sister. Come on, girl, we going up here. Come on, we going up here. But no, I'm too busy hating on Lisa. Why?
Mhm.
Take Lisa with you. Let Lisa take you with her. Whatever
Mhm.
step, as Maria just said,
Absolutely.
whatever part you need to get from there, take that piece and go on and go travel to where you need to go.
Absolute. Look, that's the kind of leader I need to be
Absolutely.
following. And here's the thing, because I love the grandmother and my mother, and yes, they have all been leaders to me.
Yes.
But I even think about and here's the thing I wanted to mention about leadership is that people think that once you lock into that person, that that's always the leader. Maria, you touched on it, that it's
No.
more than one person. But think
Right.
about as life changes and you
Uh-huh.
start to get into different areas in life, then
Yes.
who you look up to and follow
Mm-hmm.
may shift and change. And
Yes.
Absolutely.
you have to let people know that that's okay. There's no, it's not like you have to
That's
have
okay.
loyalty to the one.
Mhm.
That's how you become a whole person. You start to pick up things from here, and the other thing
Yes.
about being a leader is that you have to be open to understand that people will want to glean from what you're doing. So
That's
don't
true.
be so, okay, no, they're doing what I'm doing and it's fine. Everybody's going to do it differently no
There's
matter
enough for
what.
everybody. Yeah. Yeah.
No
Yes.
matter what, everybody's going to do it
Amen.
differently. So let it
Mm-hmm.
happen and take
Yeah.
it as a compliment.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
it's huge to have somebody who really kind of looks at you in like awe of, wow, I like the way she moves. That's one thing
Mm-hmm.
I told Dr. Jennifer, that I mean, she can't help it. It's just how she moves.
It's
Um,
Yes.
who she is.
and
It's
Yes.
who
that's
she
when you know
is.
that it's just real.
Yes.
It's not put on.
Mm-hmm.
She just do her thing.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And I love it. I love it. And I
Yes.
love
Yes.
I actually love being a part of this project.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mhm.
moved in such a smooth way. And she's just a wonderful, wonderful example of a leader. And I will share that when I went through this process and thought about who I resonated with as far as leadership roles, you all actually mentioned a couple of those. But when I was kind of
Mm-hmm.
doing my research on
Mm-hmm.
what I wanted to do and how to roll it out, Martin Luther King was definitely one of those.
Yes. Yes.
It's amazing that my daughter actually, as a young person, just loved Martin Luther. You would have thought she grew up with
Oh,
the man and
awesome.
knew him, but I think part of that was coming from me because I had so, I don't know, it was just something about the way
Mm-hmm.
he led. And actually, Nelson Mandela was another one that popped
Yes.
up when I
Mm-hmm.
thought about the way I move, as far as when I recognized that maybe I was a leader, because I was one of those who was like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this was awesome. But when the first volume came out, I didn't even connect with it as far as being in it. I connected with it like I got to read that. But I didn't think I was a leader. So I was thinking, oh, she's not talking to me. She's talking about some big wigs that's
Mhm.
doing the daggone thing. That is not me. I am still a I am still a work in progress. So when the opportunity came for this one, I was just like, wow, let me think about this in a way. It
Mhm.
was an easy yes, but in my mind I was
Mm-hmm.
thinking, what, and let me think about what would
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I didn't know what to write because I was thinking, and I
Mhm.
write, but I was like, I don't know what to write. um
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
but it intrigued me. And
Mm-hmm.
then I thought about it and thought about all the things I've done. You know what I think people do? Sometimes they forget about what they've done and how they
Agree.
led.
Yes.
Yes.
I never even
Yes.
thought about the fact that as a young kid, I was, doing things that were leadership roles. We just didn't
Mm-hmm.
identify it with something because we were just getting to work, doing
Yes.
Mhm.
the job. But I wanted you all to share with me a little bit about this journey, because you all are writers, and
Mhm.
how was that? Because it's not always easy.
Mhm.
It can be stressful, it can be fun, it could be a
Uh-huh.
gamut of things. So let's talk
Mm-hmm.
about what that journey was like.
Mm.
So what you think, Maria? How was this? Because I know you've done it before, but each time is a little bit different.
You know, Lisa, you are absolutely right.
Yeah.
Um, there's something happened to me during the pandemic. You know, we all will have things that we remember during this time, and one of those things was for me was I picked up and started writing, and I
Mhm.
said,
Awesome.
uh, I did a project with Lisa. Awesome, awesome experience. Love it, love it. You know, unleash your superpower. And I think that opened up something for me to be able to write down things that I was thinking
Mm-hmm.
that thought would help someone else. And so the writing has been an opportunity for me. It's not easy because probably like so many, I had so many thoughts in my head. And I tell you, one thing I've started doing is just jotting down the thoughts as possible opportunities to write something about it. Now, and I've been a journaler. You know, I walk around with a notebook and a pen in every purse I have. I have a book bag on my back with no paper in it. So that's just from my background. But this writing thing and the ability to be able to share your thoughts with others, it's like both of you ladies have said, it's it's personal, but you're giving of yourself in a way that it's internal. You're bringing it out. You're sharing it with others. You're sharing your purpose. And we don't all often get to do that.
That's
And
right.
I'm just blessed and honored to have worked with Dr. Bryant. Her method was very, very interesting in that it allowed you to deeply go into whatever it is you were trying to do. Lisa, like you said, you had some things you were thinking about, you were doing your research. Same here. It was like, okay, this is what I want to try to share with everyone. And I had to narrow it down because I'm telling you, it was this large. And not that I, had so much to say, but leadership is such an important role. And
It
I
is.
think all of us, I tell my young folks that I just meet and I'm showing them you are a leader. You can step up to the plate. You can share your knowledge with somebody who don't know as much as you know.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, this has been just a great opportunity to interact with some of other authors like both of you and just watching people move through their life and how they have taken the weight on their shoulders but bringing others along with them
Mm-hmm.
on this journey. And so this writing has allowed me as I step into leadership greatness, and I say I'm going to step into it because it's not a point that you're going to stop. For me, you're always stepping into it. When you step to the plate, when you're trying to help somebody, when you raise your hand, when you say, I can, I will, I can help, you are stepping into your leadership greatness.
Yes.
So I'm going to leave it right there. Mhm.
Absolutely. Look, don't walk away now. Leave it right there, but don't you walk away because we're gonna keep rolling with this. So I actually wanted to talk to Dr. Mary for a minute and ask because you actually did the forward, and I know you have a personal relationship with Dr. Jennifer where you had to really you all put some true thought and preparation into this project.
Yes.
And this was really, people think about they see all of these collaborations go out
Mm.
and think that it just everything is just popping out. But
Mhm.
I was so excited about I get excited about writing anyway. But I was just so excited about this because believe it or not, I am a lover of research papers and all that kind of stuff where my friends are like, what is wrong with this chick?
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah.
this took me back, to
Yes.
those days of okay, sit down and think about this. I mean, when
Yes.
I tell you all I researched even animals and
Oh.
how their leadership how leadership works within their elephants, horses, whatever. It was just fascinating to me. So this opened up some real, you know, I didn't need no more work going on in this head, but it opened me up. I was just
Yeah.
so excited about this, and I'm even more excited to continue to talk about this. But tell us a little bit about the preparation that had to go into, pouring this out because you all really put some work in this.
Well, as you both said already, it is absolutely work. A collaboration for here. Oh, you had a bestseller. You did this. You did. and immediately I think, if I fail to plan, I plan to fail, which means that we had to plan. Dr. Jennifer strategically sat down. She and I, as a part of her leadership team, it was just planning. Okay, how do you want this to roll out? How do you want to do this? Because I'm here to serve not only her but all the other industry leaders and industry experts and co-authors. So it's very important to strategically orchestrate your journey as best you can. So that means getting the right people in the right arena. That means connecting the dots so that you can get the results you want. Because it's foolish for me to expect an apple when I've planted oranges.
Mm,
Just doesn't make sense.
right.
Sometimes we oh well, is that what I got? But again, strategic planning. Okay, how many industry experts do I want? What areas do I want addressed? How many endorsers would I like to have? How are we going to go about the international bestseller? How are we going to go about assisting our industry experts and being there for whatever they need us? How are we going to get the graphics? How are we going to get the launch part? It's all behind the scenes. Let me tell you, it's yeah, like you said, Sister Lisa, behind the scenes. Because back there, you have to keep behind the scenes going, and then you come and you have to keep the other part of the thing going as well. So again, it's planning strategically, getting to the goal line. And that's what's so very important. So there's no I in team. So
That's
that means
right.
all hands need to be on deck. As
That's right.
we're marching, and we're marching. Okay, for the bestseller. Okay, we plan. Yeah, everybody, all hands on deck. For the virtual launch, we're planning, we're planning. Once again, all hands on deck. So it
Absolutely.
allows you, as Maria was saying, to connect, and you were saying so as well, Lisa, to connect and get connected with other individuals, and to just allow yourself to grow and to see, oh yeah, I didn't realize, oh, I was that unseen leader, huh? Is that well, oh yeah, I can do that, but you just don't have to tell anybody that that's what I do. And that's okay, that's fine. If you want to lead from there, that's perfectly fine if that's where
That's
you're
right.
going. So planning is the key to any any anthology. You definitely have to plan and make the right connections and write out the timeline, and you have to just navigate it as you go, as you go.
Absolutely. Clear leadership
Clear.
characteristics through the entire project.
Yes.
So what
Yes.
else could we possibly talk about in this book besides leadership? Because that's what's been happening through this whole entire
Yes.
process. And I've
Hmm.
enjoyed every minute of it.
Yes.
I
Got to
know
be
you ladies
clear.
have too. So let's talk about, because we are coming to the end stretch of this, because I think the
Okay.
book releases in June.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And we're getting the word out, we're spreading the word, and I'm encouraging everybody to please like and share this. If you haven't yet, click the button now and share this. And look, they make it easy for you, so you can share it and stay in here. Do not leave. Stay in here, because you're going to miss the nuggets that are being dropped about what's
Hmm.
coming. So let's talk about this event that's coming up. And let me make note that volume one actually was, and correct me if I'm wrong, was actually a bestseller and an
International
international
bestseller.
bestseller. So
Uh-huh.
that already that book is already leading the way. Okay,
Yes.
Hmm.
so talking about a trailblazer.
Hmm.
Yes.
Hmm.
And think how wonderful it is, or what a gift it is to go behind someone who leads that way. It makes the road that much easier for you. And isn't that
Hmm.
what we're supposed to be doing? You don't want to
Mhm.
make it harder, you want to
Yes.
make it easier. So
Yes.
this is amazing. So let's talk about, and I think I have for us what's coming up. And I'm gonna let you ladies kind of talk to this, but we have a book launch that's coming up, the virtual book launch, Step into Leadership Greatness, Leaders Producing Leaders, on May 17th at 7 p.m. If you all can see, this is a dynamic crew of people who are talking leadership, and ain't nobody on that flyer playing. I'm just saying. So tell us a little bit about what's in store. Do you all know what's coming up? Talk about it a little bit.
Well, certainly, we'd like to have everybody join us on May 17th, starting at 7 p.m., where our amazing visionary, thinking about her, I'll tell you, she will be out there dropping nuggets. She is one of the featured speakers, as will be another person who will be joining us, and that is Mr. Donald Drummer. He is our
Yes.
Blackwood author. We're certainly excited about him being with us on that night. We're going to have an amazing DJ. DJ Randy is going to be with us, and we're going to be there giving away prizes, and we're going to just have an amazing time. And once again, you don't want to miss all those wonderful leadership nuggets, because all of the industry experts will be there just to once again to just share a snippet from their chapter and all those kinds of good things. So we are just thanking you in advance for supporting us and just coming out to help us to celebrate. And another potential, because we're going to put it out there in the air, we're doing the work, we're planning another international bestseller. Of course, Step into Leadership Greatness Volume 2. We're working very, very hard to accomplish that goal. So once again, you need to register, and we'll keep that link flowing out. Thank you. There's the link there. Please go register. Please, ma'am, please, sir. Everybody's invited to join us on May 17th, starting at 7 o'clock. And we'll certainly be awaiting your arrival, and you will certainly not regret it. So that's what's going on at that time.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Can't wait.
Yes, we continue to encourage everybody. So please stay connected with the Step into Leadership Greatness Leaders Producing Leaders Volume 2 co-authors forward. There's a lot of people involved in this project. So please follow them all to get your information on how you can be present for the launch and how you can get a copy of the book. And we're talking digital and hard copy. It's going to be absolutely amazing. And I'm really excited about where this is going. I wanted to ask you all, I know we have a few more minutes to kind of talk about leadership. I didn't even get to look, y'all didn't even want to break for too many commercials. I'm like, when you get into this leadership conversation, it's like, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. So tell me, what do you hope? I'm gonna ask you this question, because I'm really a promoter of young people, and that we have to really do better about leading them and guiding them. So what would you think that a young person, could be high school, even middle school on some levels where we start to talk to them, how early do you think we should be talking about leadership, and what would you want a young person to pick up this book and really gain from it? Because we know sometimes they have to get things on certain levels, but this is still something that I think they could get something from. What would you want a young person to get from this book? We can start with you, Dr. Mary. Did you want to start? Or you want to go to Maria?
I was going to actually go with
Maria.
Maria. That would be fine, because I had the
Well,
last
I'm
word.
glad to kick us off, because I know you ladies going to just bring it home. But Lisa, I think of it like my chess club. I bring those babies in as young as 5 years old. As Dr. Mary was saying, you got to teach them how to think strategically, how to plan strategically, how to believe in themselves and build confidence. These are all foundational things for leadership. When I think about my young people, or anyone who I call baby beginner leaders, who's preparing themselves to lead, I just want to share with them, and I think this book will be sharing with them, begin where you are. Start where you are. The beginning is wherever you are. That is your beginning. Bring someone with you. When you're talking about your young people, where's your friend? Where's your brother? Where's your sister? Who are those people that you look up to? And what are you learning from those people? So often we tell our children, oh, don't hang around Joey, he's bad. But let's tell them why they should be doing and why you want them to be around people who are going to enhance their lives in a positive way, because we want them to be the best they can be, so when as a child, so when they grow up to be an adult, they will
Mm-hmm.
bring all of those qualities with them. They will have that integrity. I tell young folks, do what you say you're going to do. Be
Yes.
honorable, honor your commitments, all the
Hmm.
little things you
Yes.
share with them, even from pick up your toys. Cleanliness is next to godliness. It gives you order in your life. It's a part of being a leader. So
Hmm.
everything that we share with our young folks, from the time that, I call it first contact, the first words out of your mouth is, for me, is to build their confidence. I tell them, thank you for being in the room. I know you are here to bring something to the conversation, and we are here to listen to what you have to say. So that's what I like
Awesome.
to share with my young folks.
I love it. I love it.
Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
What about you,
Uh,
Dr. Mary?
I so appreciate what Maria has said, but oftentimes we are putting down younger ones and talking about what they're not doing or whatever. But what are we doing for them? Are we listening? Because surely they have something to say.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Are we having enough patience to help them navigate where they're
Yeah.
trying to go? Sometimes a child may need something, but I'm not quite sure of what it is. I may not know how to describe what it is. Are you there coaxing and coaching, trying to ensure that you helping that individual to get, where they need to go? Because it can be bad enough sometimes, but are we advocating for them to
Mm-hmm.
ensure that they can become the best leaders in the future and not too far away? Because I mean, stuff is going so fast, fast, fast until they become leaders, just like that. So are we
Mm-hmm.
advocating for them? So I mean, again, the story that was written by the industry expert in Step into Leadership Greatness 2 is an amazing story. I mean, it's an amazing story of what you thought I was, who you thought I was, huh? But how you like me now?
I know that's right.
But
Yes,
how you
yes,
like
yes.
me
How
now?
you like
I
me
mean,
now?
and it's just so yeah. When we have our bestseller campaign on
Claim
May
it.
18th,
Claim it.
which
Yes.
is going to be at beginning at noon, May 18th from 12 to 1, bestseller campaign. We want everybody to go out there and purchase this amazing resource tool because it can serve as such an amazing resource to help
Yes.
this person realize, okay, you didn't think you were a leader, but again, what do you think now?
I
Mm,
know
So
that's
yeah,
right.
in
I
yes.
advance, we thank
Yes.
you for
I
your
love it.
support.
I love
Yes,
Yes.
it. So
yes.
Maria, before we step away, and I'm gonna just highlight some things that are going on this week before we say goodbye. But before we do that, I want you all to both let us know where we can find you, because they need to be getting their copies of their books, among other
Absolutely.
things that you are doing. So this is
Absolutely.
just one of the things that they're doing, but this is a dynamic piece. And just think about it, leadership is applied throughout any project, event,
Yes.
even when you write any kind of book, whatever, you are in leadership mode, whether you know it or not, like it or not sometimes.
Mhm.
So Maria, how can
You are.
people
Yes.
stay in touch and keep in touch with you?
Thank you, Lisa. Of course, I'm on our various social media platforms: Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, all of those as Maria Thorpe. Just shout me out. Also, if you're looking to learn those traits of a leader through the game of chess, look me up at the Waldorf Chess Club.
Mhm.
We are teaching our youth and our families and our women how to think strategically, plan, build confidence, all through the game of chess. So, waldorfchessclub.org. And coming in the near future, I'll be hosting a women's empowerment brunch where we're going to try to bring our women some knowledge on how to build their legacy through real estate, through financial freedom, goals, and also through your health, being healthy. So those are just a few of the things. And one more thing, coming up here at the end of May, May 21st, I will be the keynote speaker and Wonder Woman at the STEMMing event, which stands for, of course, science, technology, engineering, and math, inspiring our next generation. And I'll be in a room full of fifth through eighth grade girls, pouring into them about being leaders and doing it right. So this book is just going to be right on
Right
time.
on time. I was getting ready to say right on time. Y'all remember that magazine back in the day? Right on time. Right on. So Dr. Mary, where can they find you and stay connected?
You can stay connected with me across social media platforms at Dr. Mary J. Huntley on LinkedIn, Facebook, and on IG. I am author Dr. Mary J. Huntley.
Ashley, and I want you all, when you get a chance, to drop your information in the chat on the Facebook link so that people can connect with you. But they're not going to lose sight of us because we are going to lead the way to the virtual event and
Absolutely.
on into the sunset.
Yes.
And as you can see, these ladies are not just doing one thing, they're doing multiple things that are all encompassing leadership. So before we say goodbye, and I highlight a few things to remind them of what's going on this month, give them one word or maybe two that are characteristics of what you feel like a leadership a leader exemplifies.
Mm.
I would say one, but I want to give them two so that people can start to connect, for those who may not realize that they're leaders yet or want to be.
Resilient
Okay,
and empowering, whether you're empowering yourself or others.
Okay,
I love it.
absolutely. And authenticity comes to mind because
Yes.
it's helpful to be authentic. And you've already said one. I've already used the integrity word. That's so much in my
But
mind. But
yes, I
go
mean, we
ahead.
had to hone
It's
that
a
in
good
because
word.
Yeah,
yeah.
it is a great word. So yeah, I'll stick with that one as well. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
integrity is, and I think people don't understand what integrity is.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They
It
use
is.
it. People,
Yes.
they use it a lot, but
Very
they don't
important to me.
really know what it is. And that
Very important to me.
transparency. And I would give one saying that listening is key to me to
Hmm.
leadership.
Hmm.
Because I don't know how you know what the need is if you haven't gotten quiet, so you can find out what it
Yes.
is, especially if
Yes.
someone is needing your help. I don't know how you help someone if you haven't listened to what the ask
Exactly.
is.
That's
And
where that power of
I
shut
would
up
just
comes in, Lisa.
that's right. There's a direct connect to that, isn't it? And the other one I would probably say is with leadership is patience.
Mm.
Yes.
Because
That's it.
everybody grabs things, learns things.
Hmm.
Some people are fighting it. They don't want it. They don't want it. So you have
Mm.
to be patient. And I think something to what Maria said is kind of meet them where they are,
Yes.
and then go from there. So this has been absolutely wonderful,
It
ladies.
has. Thank
And
you for having
Thank
us.
you. Yes.
absolutely, this is only the beginning. They have kind of kicked off this whole that. Let me tell you this: Step into Leadership Greatness. Leaders Producing Leaders, Volume 2, Authors Forward. They are taking over Luncheon with Lisa for the entire month of May.
Yes. Yes.
They said we can't just come one time. We need to come
No.
back and make sure they understand that this is important. It's
Hmm.
needed. And I thank you all for, accepting the assignment, because everything happens for a reason. And
Yes.
you're involved in this because that's what you were supposed to be doing. So
Yes.
for that, I say thank you to you. I also want to remind everybody to please register for the Mommy and Me Royalty. We're, kind of helping moms and daughters to reunite. It's been a long time since we've been able to hang out, and so we're going to have some wonderful things, and it's free. It's absolutely free. So we took out all the excuses for not being there. So if you can't
Oh,
come, and it's another reason to get cute with your fascinators and all that cute stuff. So why not?
I got
And
my
check
hat, Lisa. Got my
Hey,
hat.
that's right. I have several. I don't know where I'm going with them, but I love them.
I
And I
do.
also
I
want to
do.
remind you all to go to dovestylemagazine.org and please check out these co-authors again. They are
Mhm.
featured in the May issue, in the April issue, and they'll always be in there. To be honest with you, so you can always go to Dove Style Magazine and check out each one of the co-authors, including the visionary. Check out their a little bit about who they are, and then more to come with what's going on with this book release. So I want to also remind you all that there's a Mix and Mingle network and pre-registration for the official 9th annual Leading Within conference, and then the actual conference will be in September. But come out to the meet and greet and have some fun and pre-register. It's going to be wonderful. Of course, for those who know, it's May 5th. Happy Cinco de Mayo to all of you all out there. Be safe and get home before the lights come on. It might be too late for that, but that's a little old school. And
Yeah.
because Mother's Day is Sunday, I
Yes.
wanted to say happy
Mother's
Mother's
Day.
Day to
Yes.
all mothers of any kind.
Yes.
Whatever role you are playing, to use all those words that Maria shared and Dr. Mary shared, because mothers have leadership. They just have all the
Oh, yes.
leadership
They
qualities.
hold it down.
So if you are
Yes.
a mother,
Yes.
you are automatically a
A
leader.
leader.
Whether
Yes.
you are home or on your
Hmm.
job, it does not matter. And
Yes.
again, I want to remind you all that you can actually go to the link that's listed below and register for the virtual book launch party that's going to be on what day is that again, you all?
The book launch is the
On the
17th, May
17th.
17th.
the
Uh-huh.
17th, May 17th, and then on the 18th, we're having a bestseller campaign.
Yes.
So those 2 days, lock them in, save the date, and please go out and support this book, The Step into Leadership Greatness. And we want to just shout out Dr. Jennifer Jones Bryan and say thank you for the vision, and
Absolutely.
thank you for taking us along for the ride. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And the last thing I'm going to say before I thank you all for tuning into Lunch with Lisa every Thursday is make sure you go out here and get this book.
Mhm.
Yes.
Or we're going to come get y'all. No, I'm just kidding.
They're going
I'm
to be
just
missing
kidding.
out, Lisa. It's got so much wonderful information in it. It really
It
does.
does. You will be happy. But y'all, yes, please make sure you stay connected so you can get your copy. And then join all of the opportunities to come and learn about these co-authors, the visionary, and what this book is going to bring. I just think it's going to be so powerful, and I'm excited for this journey. So until
Mhm.
next Thursday, we will be bringing some more co-authors
Yes.
on to
Mhm.
talk to you more about their chapters and what their experience has been. And I'm hoping that we will be able to get the visionary herself to come on here. But thank you again. Continue to tune in, and we will see
Yes.
you next week.
Yes.
Have a good one.
Happy birthday.